We are back in the black hole of real estate, and it seems like everybody wants to know what happened in the first quarter of 2025. What are the stats? What are the numbers? What are the trends? And what can we look forward to seeing in the second, third, and fourth quarter of 2025? This is your host, Ron Weiss-Sikarski, for the black hole of real estate. So the first quarter results are in, and we got some surprises. The first thing I want to say is the inventory. It increased all along, and then there was like a precipitous drop over the last week or so. Inventory is actually probably about 30% down for the quarter, a magnificent drop in the last 7 days. And so people are really scratching their heads about what happened and why so many homes went off the market. And we're still trying to gather the data to find out if they were sold, if they were withdrawn, if they were temporarily withdrawn. Maybe there was something wrong with the property. They could have gone pending. Definitely, or they could be like actively under contract, contingent upon some other sale or some financing or something. But the inventory dropped dramatically in the last 7 days, and so that's just absolutely something we got to take a look at. As far as interest rates, there are reports that rates, they've been in that 6.5%, 6.75%, 7% range, been hovering for the last few months, and now there's reports that we could be seeing a 4% interest rate within the next 2 weeks. And again, I don't know if this is about tariffs, if this is about new government, or some change in the stock market, but there are reports that interest rates could be as low as 4% within 2 weeks. So if you're locking in your rates today, I would just be paying attention to where that interest rate is supposedly going to. So we'll need to watch that. Then the other thing that's really going on right now is everybody's waiting for home prices to drop. And it looks like home values are down 37% in the first quarter of the year. So if you're waiting for the prices to drop, now is your time. I mean, because all of a sudden, everything went off the market, interest rates are coming way down, and the price went down. That's what everybody has been waiting for, and I think now the floodgates are going to be open, because now it's cheap money, it's cheap houses, and I think this is really going to just make the market go bonkers. So I hope you're enjoying my report for the 1st of April 2025 as we look back on the first quarter of the year. Now, what we've noticed over the course of this year is that the interest rates have hovered in that 6.5% to 7% range, and it looks like it's actually going to continue in that range. Maybe not the 4%, maybe that's under wishful thinking. But I do believe, and I've said this before, I think that rates will come down by the end of the year. My target is that it's going to touch down to 5.875, probably bounce off of that, be 6-ish by the end of the year. And I'm going to stick with that. The inventory has actually been increasing, but so have the home sales. And I think as one goes on the market, one replaces it with another going off the market, so to speak. So there's been that reciprocal thing when new inventory comes out, it's priced well, great location, it's going to sell, people get excited because there is pent-up demand. And we're finding that interest rates are not stopping people from purchasing homes right now. So I think that will continue right now. Interesting. The list to sell ratio in our market, it's been landing in that 93% area, which oddly enough was a real number for a long time prior to COVID. It was almost like clockwork. If you priced your property within about 10% of where it was going to sell, if it didn't sell in the first 30 days, the market anticipated a 5% reduction. And by the end of the 60 days, you would take another 2, 3, maybe 5% reduction, and you'd be there and it would sell. And in a balanced market, that's not how things behave. So that 93% number is actually a pretty good number. It gives the seller a chance to test the market to see if they can get the whole price. And if the buyers are patient and they want to get a bit of a deal or something off the list price, that's coming around 30 or 60 days, but we're landing at 93%. So the dirty little secret with that is that there are a lot of homes that sell for the list price. And if we're selling at 100% and the average has been 93%, that means that a lot of homes that have to sell at 86%. Those are the ones that are moving away from the market. And if you have a real big supply selling between 95 and 100%, then the others are selling at 75 or 80%. And I hope that math doesn't throw you too much, but the more that are selling for close to the list price. Those that sell in the first week or so, they're going to sell for most of the list price. I think that's a given. And if the average list to sell ratio is 93% of the listing price, then it stands to reason there's a bunch selling way below that. So if you're patient and you want to get money off in the house and you feel it's important to get below the list price, then you should just be patient and wait it out a little bit. But just know this. If a property is taking 3, 4, 5, 6 months to sell and the prices are coming down, are you really getting money off the list price? Are you really getting a deal? Or was it just so overpriced that when it eventually got down there, you caught it? Sure, you got it 50 below the list price, but was it overpriced by 50 the whole time? One of the things that I am really watching right now is new properties as they hit the market. How many are selling quickly? And the fact is the showing counts are way down. And as you know, in our experience right now, we're about 25 active listings, maybe a few more by the time we get this out there. But we're not getting showings for every property every week. We're certainly not getting a showing a day for every property. And the vast majority of the properties are probably found at that 80-20 rule. 80% of the showings are amongst 20% of the listings, and those are the ones that are priced in the market, conditioned in the market, and those are the ones that are also priced in the market. So if it's got the price, the location, the condition, and the marketing piece, then 20% of the homes will get 80% of the activity. Those are the ones going to sell first. And the trick is to find out which ones are those. So if you're a student of the game and you're really watching the market, and you notice the type of homes that sell quickly, the ones that you're saving, and by the time you get to look at it or get home, they're gone. Study that. What was it? Was it the cost per square foot? Maybe. Was it the bedrooms or bathrooms, the proximity? Did it have a pool, new roof, new AC? What was it that made it so remarkable that someone just had to pay the list price? And then just notice that. The 80-20 rule is alive and well. And what it means is 80% of the listings out there are going to struggle to sell in the first 30 days. In a balanced market, it's not uncommon for properties to go a whole 6 months, if that's the listing term, expire and go back on the market. You may be seeing some properties switch agents because it didn't sell in the first 6 months, even if the seller was way overpriced or unreasonable or had poor condition. I think every agent's had at least one opportunity in their career where they had a property where they could not get the price where it was, but they took the listing anyways in the hopes that they can get reductions. And maybe the condition was off, but they hoped that they could get it cleaned up. And we quickly find out that hope isn't a strategy. And interestingly enough, when you get to that 6 month mark and the next agent comes in, all of a sudden, hey, the seller might just self-discover, I got this great idea. What if I put my price where it belongs? What if I clean the place up and I invest some money in marketing dollars? And all of a sudden, and the property sells, and the new agent looks really good, and the other one looks not so good. I would say when you're hiring an agent, if they've got great reviews and they've got a track record and a lot of sales, it might be worth a listen, especially in a market such as we're in right now, where everything isn't flying off the shelves and the showing counts are way down. It's going to take something truly, truly remarkable and different to dial it in such a way that the property is so compelling people are going to buy it right away. And in different markets over the past few years, when everything was selling super fast, we got nervous if it didn't sell in 7 days. Well, I never thought that was a good idea. But I also know that if you're 30 or 60 days out and you're not getting showings, man, you've missed a target. And something, whether it was the recommendation of the agent or the belief of the owner that it was worth more or didn't require as much marketing, or it was okay to have it less than perfect condition, those things conspire against you. So, hey, you've got your first quarter update. I hope that you're going to have an amazing first day of April, and I look forward to catching up with you again very, very soon. This is your host, Ron Wysakarski, for the Black Hole of Real Estate.